Good afternoon. Over 90% of the instructions at a college level is done through lecture. In order to achieve academically, students must have effective study habits to earn and retain information. College students need to have effective study skills to earn and maintain the grades needed to master the information in the classes that they take to obtain their degree. Even through there are many ways to study. Organization, time management, and strategy notes taking are effective study skills that will improve academic achievement. Today I will discuss the effectiveness, study skills, and how they impact academic achievement. Organization is an essential element in developing good study skills. Organization is the foundation of being effective in anything that you do. Many things can be put in place to organize and develop a plan to prepare for the course taking. Using graphic organizers is one way to establish a system that will help a person to be effective in their studies. There are note-taking charts that can be filled in during the lecture to help the student keep up with the information being delivered by the instructor. The notes-taking charts need to be tailored to the individual needs of the students and organized in a way that is easy for the student to use as a study tool. Another way to be organized is to use vocabulary webs. In almost every subject that you take, there is a vocabulary list. Vocabulary webs allow the student to list key terms needed for their lesson and to have easy access to viral information needed to prepare for tests and projects. Understanding the vocabulary word sets the precedent for learning the skills that are needed to pass the class. The vocabulary web can be organized by lessons or skills so that the student can associate the correct words with the information that was facilitated by the instructor. The KWL graphic organizer is best used at the beginning of a new unit. The K allows the student to write about what they already know prior to the lecture or the reading. The W is the student list what they think they need to know about the unit or topic. The L allows the student to list or write about what they learned. This type of chart will allow the student to compare what they know or knew or learned and to determine if they learned everything that they thought they needed to learn about the skill. Using a planner is another way that the student can be organized. The planner can be used to write down assignments and due dates and to make sure that they stay abreast with what is going on in their classes. Planners should be used regularly to be effective and must be with the student always to ensure that they will accurately keep up with the information needed to prepare for class. Each student should keep an organized record of everything done in the class. This can be electronically or through an actual notebook. Everything should be coded and dated and in chronological order. This is just good business to make sure that everything is at the student's fingertips. Organization will allow the student to be proactive in their learning instead of reacting after the fact. My next point stretches time management skills. Students need to have good time management strategies to be effective academically. Time management coincides with organization because you can use calendars to plan each day. In this day of technology, there are such programs as Google Calendars, applications on the internet that would allow students to set up the remainder of what they will transition to the next appointment or event. The calendar will allow the student to set limits as to how long they spend on each event. There are applications that can be downloaded on tablets, iPads, or cellular devices that will alert students when it's time to move to the next thing. Applications would allow the students to set reminders or alarm to help them manage their time to ensure that everything that they have scheduled is accomplished for that time. Time management forces the students to establish a routine for life. This would include their study time. Their routine should include a time when students study alone and reflect on what they have experienced. This time would allow the students an opportunity to write down questions about what they do not understand and make notes of key points that they have discovered. This reflection of study time can be used to improve a daily routine so that the student can maximize their time. The student should also schedule time to study with a group or peers. This group can be used and discuss the activities or skills covered in the class. Studying with the group can give each student a different perspective as well as development of environment that allows the student to be comfortable asking questions and debating multiple points of view. The last point that I want to discuss in the use of strategic note taking. Students need to have great note taking skills. My thought is that there is a need to research different note taking styles to see which best suits the needs of the students. The student needs to take into account their learning styles as well as their work ethic. The student can develop their own shorthand by creating their own acronyms to help them to remember the key phrases or viral information on the topic being studied. These type of paraneumic devices can discuss in brain-based researches. It states that this type of note-taking stimulates long-term memory and learning takes place. Using a shorthand that is unique to the learner will help the student retain the information needed to do well academically in the present and in the future. Speaking of the present and the future, the technology of this age and time allows the student to record lectures and to listen to repeatedly, and their programs can be used to transfer voice to text. Recording lectures allows students the opportunity to have access to every bit of information that was discussed in the class, as well as any questions that may have been asked or answered. The technology of the 21st century gives the student access to other note taken on the same topic that may have been uploaded to the World Wide Web. The technology even makes it easier to do the research on note-taking strategies, as well as find information on the topic that you are studying. With all of this at a student's fingertips, it is just a matter of how disciplined they are as to whether they are successful. I would like to conclude this by saying that effective study skills are essential to achieving at the college and the university level. Students need to be well organized, manage their time wisely, and have great note-taking skills. Students that perform at a high level and maintain good grades have a strategic plan in place to effectively study and master the skills needed to advance academically. Thank you.